Good afternoon. Am I audible? Yes, am I audible? Kavana DS. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, good afternoon. This is the video lecture on Python Django full stack web development. We are currently discussing with the backend part, the Python programming. So in the previous classes, we have gone with various Python concepts such as list, tuple, dictionary, etc. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about the new concept called functions. Okay, so you are going to do a new concept called as functions. Okay, so what does a function mean? So function is defined as a set of procedures to perform a task. So this one we call it as set of procedures to perform a task. So, or you can define as functions as dividing a program into subprograms. So if the program is of much part, you can divide the program into subprograms. So that one we call it as a Python functions. Okay. So now let's see how to define the functions and how to make use of functions in Python programming. So first you come for the function part. So concept is defining functions. So how you define a function? So function, we will be defining a function with two parts. One is called as a calling function. The other one is called as a called function. So similar to C and C++, a calling function is called within a main, and called function is called outside the main. Okay, so here you can see that this is a function. So called function, we call it as a define a function, and calling function, we call it as invoke a function. So invoking a function, we call it as calling function, and called function, we call it as define a function. So invoking a function, you can tell z is equal to max of x comma y. So parameters, what you are passing to a calling function, we called actual parameters, and what you give the parameters for the called function. So this is called called function. This one is called calling function. So calling function parameters are called actual parameters, and called function parameters are called formal parameters. Okay, so this is what is a function name? It is max, and this is the function body. Okay, this is the way of defining a function. So function is for finding the maximum of two elements. So for that, if first number is greater than second, so result is equal to num1. If first number is less than second num, result is equal to num2. So return result. Okay, so this is the function definition that we call it as called function, and this one is called as a calling function. Now, how to create a function? So to create a function, there are two types. One is the calling, the other one is called. So called function is used for creating a function. So while creating a function, so called function, we call it as creating a function. So here there are two types, invoke a function, then is that define a function. So in that we are taking this one as creating a function, def. So def means define. So defining the function. So def add, what the add should do? Print a particular statement. This is creating a function that is called function. Now, in order to call a function, now you can see calling a function, this is calling a function. So here we have def add, addition function. Next, you have the word add. So word add, we give it as word add. It is called as a calling function, and this one is called function with a one particular print statement. So here also we have taken only the print statement. Here also we have gone with only the print statement. So now you come for the arguments. So there are two types of arguments. So arguments are nothing but parameters. For a calling function, the arguments are called actual parameters, and for the called function, the arguments are called formal parameters. So these are the arguments what we call. Parameters are also called as arguments. Okay, so now here, is there any parameter is there here? Yes. Is there any parameters given here?
No, sir.
So in this here also we have not given any parameters. Come for the arguments part. So under the arguments, you take add of a comma b. Here I have given the arguments. Okay. So there I am taking the arguments add of 1, 2. So here you can see it. Just no arguments here. But now I am passing the arguments 1, 2, and under the print, you are giving addition function result a plus b. So that means you are giving this 1 and 2 are called actual parameters, and a and b are called as a formal parameters. Okay. So now you come for number of arguments. So come for the number of arguments. So how many number of arguments can you give? So you can, for a given function, you can have any number of arguments. But the thing is, if you give in a calling function, if there are 2 arguments, in called function also, there should be 2 arguments only. That is the condition on number of arguments. So keep in your mind, a function can have any number of arguments. So here if you have, but the condition is if in a calling function, if you are given 2 arguments, so here also you should give 2 arguments. So you can take like this. Okay. So what happens? So how many arguments are there in this function? Yes. How many arguments are there inside this function?
2.
2. What happens if I give 1 or 3? There are 2 arguments, A and B. But what happens if I give 1, 2, 3?
It will give error.
See here, if you try to call the function with 1 or 3 arguments, you will get an error. So here you can see there are 2 arguments, A and B. But here I am giving only the add of 1. That is only variable 1 is given. So if you give that, you will be getting it as error. Okay. So that means the number of arguments in called function and number of arguments in the calling function should be same. So now you come for the concept arbitrary arguments. So arbitrary arguments, we call it as star args. If we come for the condition, if we do not know how many arguments will be passed into the function, if you do not know how many arguments to be passed into the function, add a star before the parameter name in the function definition. So you don't know. Suppose you see, if here it is 2, here you should pass 2. Suppose you don't know how many arguments you are passing to a function. At that time, you will be taking a star before the parameter name. So that will be given like this. So I have taken arbitrary arguments function, and the parameter you have taken it as star nums. Okay. So here you are given 3. So here you have given 3, you can take it as n1, n2, n3. Suppose if you do not know how many arguments I am giving, at that time you can use of star nums. If you use star nums, what will be the case? So all the values, this will be the arbitrary argument. It will take all the values for one particular variable. So nums of 0, nums of 1, nums of 2. Okay, so that is the concept of arbitrary arguments. So you will be taking it as arb. Function name can be anything, but parameter what you give should be in star nums. So when you will take this star, if you do not know how many parameters you are passing, so at that time you come with arbitrary arguments like this. Okay, so in order to get the third number, you can give it as nums of 2. If you want the first number, what you give is, if I
Nums
want
of 0.
Pardon?
Nums of 0.
Nums of 0. So why you are making use of arbitrary arguments? So arbitrary arguments are using it called function. So if you do not know how many arguments will be passed, so you can go with this type. Okay. So what if I give only 23? Will it take? If I give here only 23 as the attribute, will this star nums will take? Will it take or not? Understand my question? Or I am passing only the value 23. I will remove this 34 and 45. It will be removed. Just I am asking you, if you give the value 23, whether this one will take? Yes or no? Yes, it will take, because you can pass any number of arguments. If you take an arbitrary argument, you can pass one value, you can pass two value, you can pass three values if you take arbitrary argument here. But if you didn't take arbitrary argument, here you see, if you take one value, but here you have taken it as 2, so it will lead to error. To overcome this, we are making use of arbitrary. So if you give star nums, 23 also it will take, 23, 34 also it will take, and 3 values also it will take. So that is the concept of arbitrary arguments. So come for the keyword arguments. So next, second type of argument we are going to see is key. So just remember this key. Where you come across the word key in the previous classes? In the previous classes, where you come across the word key? Yes, where you come across the word key in the previous classes? You don't remember? So go with this one, key colon value. Key colon value, where you have seen this one? Can anybody can tell? No, key colon value pair, we are going to use it in dictionary. We can also send the arguments with a key value syntax. Okay, so how you give the keyword arguments, just keep remember, I'm calling a function with parameters n3 equals 23, n1 equals 34, n2 is equal to 45. So under that you give n1 into n3, the third number is n3. So here there is no order, you can give anything. Okay, so you should not give it as n1 into n3 only, you can use different orders, but the value will be stored in that particular variable only. Okay, so here we have called as n1 into n3, but giving the values as n3, n1 and n2. So suppose I give n3 is equal to 23, it will be stored in n3 only. So n2 contains 45 and n1 contains 34. So that is the third value. Third value will be getting it as 23 only. Getting it as 34 only. So you are printing the n value as n3 value as 23. So third number will be 23. So that is a concept of keyword arguments. So now you come for the next example, arbitrary keyword arguments. Okay, so keep in your mind, make arbitrary we have seen, only the arguments also we have seen, keyword arguments are also used in. So when you make use of arbitrary, yes, when you make use of arbitrary, yes, yes, tell me, when you have the word arbitrary, okay, you see here. So arbitrary means if you do not know how many arguments is to be passed, if we do not know how many arguments is to be passed, so there at that time you use arbitrary arguments. So similarly, okay, good. So Priyadarshini, your answer is correct. Now you see, if we do not know how many keyword arguments is to be passed to a function, then we use add to asterisk before the parameter name in function definition. This way the function will receive a dictionary of arguments. So for example, you can see I've taken the same values and here I've given star of nums. So in order to get the n1 value, you can go with a nums of n1. So nums of n1, so it will print 34. Nums of n2, it will print 45. Nums of n3, it will print 23. Okay. So now you come for the next one, default parameter. Okay. Suppose if we call a function without argument, so see here. So if we call a function without argument, it uses a default value. So for example, I'm defining a function def fun num is equal to 350 and I'm printing the value. Okay. So when you call def fun of 23, the output you'll be getting it as number is 23. When you call def fun of 34, output is number is 34. When you call def fun without any value, at that time it takes the default value. When you give def fun, so def fun you have not given anything. So at that time it will take the default value. When you call this function, so at that time the number is 350. Okay, that is the default parameter value. So now you come for default value. Now you come for the passing a list as an argument. Passing list as an argument. So where is the argument? Here you see, first you take a list. List is serial number we have taken. So serial number 34, 45 and 23. Now I'm passing a list as an argument. What is the list here? SNO is the list and that is been passed as an argument for function RNO. RNO of SNO. Okay, so this is function name is RNO. For that, the parameter we have taken it as SNO. So actual parameter is SNO. So RNO of nums. So when you take RNO of nums, the roll numbers are, you are printing all the numbers. So that is, we are passing a list. SNO is the list that is been passed as an argument here. Okay. So return values. So in each and every statement, you are going with print statement. You are going with a print statement, but the thing is you are not returning any value. Okay. So you are not returning any value at that time. To return the value, you are making use of return values. So for that, you will be taking, you will take a function grace marks of num, return 2 plus num. So now I call a function grace marks of 34. So that means grace marks of, in place of num, it will be having the value 34. So return 2 plus 34, that is 6. So 36 is been returned to grace marks, and that is been assigned to n. Keep in your mind. So when you give the return, so returns will return the value to the function name. So return the value to the function name. So what is the value? 2 plus num. What is 2 plus num? It is 36. So 36 is going to return to function called grace marks. So now 36 is stored in grace marks, and that is been assigned to n. Okay. So 36 is been assigned to n. So you are getting it as 36 as the output. Okay, that is the concept of return. So pass statement. So each and every function should have a definition. But each and every function should have a definition, but function definition cannot be empty. But if you give a function definition empty, then it will lead to an error. So no, if you are defining a function, there should be some statements. But if your function definition is empty, then use the pass statement to avoid getting an error. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So if you are using defining a function, there should be a statements for the function. If there is no statements, it leads to an error. At that time, to avoid the error, you can make use of pass statement. Understood? So come for the next one, recursion. So you have gone with all the types of recursion, a function which calls itself. He called it as recursion. Function calling itself, we call it as recursion. So here I have taken a function fact. So if num double equals 1, return 1, or return num star fact of num minus 1. So that is equal to n. Okay, fact of n star fact of n minus 1. So this is the concept of recursion. So now you come for the references concept. So there are two types of references. One is call by value, the other one is call by reference. So all the programs what we have seen, we are directly assigning the value. So this one we call it as call by value, and this one we call it as call by reference. So here you can see here all parameters are passed by reference. It means if we change pass by reference versus value. So if you are passing by a reference, it means if we change what a parameters refers to within a function, the change also reflects back in the calling function. So that you have to go through the programming level. So work on this programming level and see what's the difference you are getting. Okay, so that is the concept of call by value and call by reference. So, okay, that is up to functions part. So once you finish all these things, go for a demo of that particular thing. So here you type it as Google Colab. So connect to the Google Colab. Connect to the Google Colab. So first initially you have to sign into your Gmail account. Okay. So I've taken the functions. So here you have called with various examples. So what we have taken, so add, calling a function, calling the function with arguments. So calling the function with one argument. Here you can see here you are given a comma b, but you are passing one. At that time you will get add missing one required positional argument b. So now you come for the so many elements are given. So in order to get nums of 3, that is for arbitrary arguments, you can tell 0, 1, 2, 3. So nums of 3 is 56. So keyword argument. So this is the example on keyword argument. Work on this. Okay, default parameter value here you can see 23, 34, 350. So passing all this recursion. So every program you work in the Google Colab. Okay. So have you understood up to here? So all the exercises you have to work on the Google Colab. I will be sending this particular PDF. Okay, keep in your mind, I will send the PDF. So seeing the PDF, try each and everything in the Google Colab. Understood? So understood today's class?
Yes, sir.
So kindly, I will send that particular PPT now. So go through each and everything, and for every topic you make use of this type. So save each and every file in the notebook file and work on the particular things and learn the concepts of Python. Okay, so that is up to today's class. So after recursion, next in tomorrow class, we are going to discuss with Python strings. So very needed concept is strings. Okay. So Python functions is limited, but Python strings very, very important. Okay. So kindly go through this video lectures, understand the concepts. Okay. And become a Python developer. Okay. So kindly go through my YouTube videos. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for my channel and get the knowledge of the Python programming. So I'll meet you in the next class. Until then, take care. Bye.